Hey Virgo, let's do your reading real quick. Hopefully it'll be a quick one. I just want to show you what came up in pre-shuffle. Moon card, so something unknown. All right, I believe there's somebody hurting, and I don't think it's you because I think you would know. So you got the moon card and then the three of swords, which is pain, and this is like kind of burying your head in the sand or unaware. It's the four of cups is often missing out on something because you're too, engulfed in sadness. I think this is the person that you're dealing with. I think unbeknownst to you, they're dealing with some pain. I don't know. It's just pre-shuffle, so we're not going to elaborate on it too much. I just wanted to share. But it looks like they're dealing with some pain. It may have to do with what happened between the two of you, or it could be something else. But I think it definitely directly affects the situation with the two of you. So how are you? Hope you guys are well. I'm feeling pentacle energy, so which indicates there's something going on with money. I'm thinking that it's an increase. Maybe you're about to get have some money come in, or increase in your pay or returns on investments. That's kind of weird that just came through, but anyway, let's dive in. So I'm gonna pull just a couple more just for pre-shuffle warm up. Knight of Pentacles. So something slow, stable coming in, something that's taken a long time. One more. Okay, Nine of Wands. Yeah, there's pain. See the scars? Nine of Wands. Something that's been going on for a while. These are both indicate, tenure. So Knight of Pentacles, something's coming in that's been, let me get one more because that could mean a couple things. King of Swords. Clarity. King of Swords is someone who's clear and direct. The good thing about the Knight of Pentacles is that it's something that's happening slow. Or, not that that's a good thing, but I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. The Knight of Pentacles, it's slow, but it's stable. That's the good thing about the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Hope that made sense. How are you guys? Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I see that 80% of my regular viewers are not subscribed. It's like, what? What? Please subscribe. It helps the channel tremendously. And here's another 9. I'm feeling 9s are strong. So the Death card, which is a rebirth in tarot, okay? Something blossoming. Look at the flowers and the fruit. Nine of Pentacles, this is really strongly indicating that something, an old part of you, an old version of you, some mental mindset, something has to die and rebirth for this Nine of Pentacles. It's kind of like, the theories on abundance mindsets. There's something like that. And then you've got the Page of Pentacles. So I think that we are going to lay out a spread. I think this is a strong message for someone that you speak the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. You speak the things that you want and you water them and you watch them grow. At the same time, you're letting go and you're catching yourself with negative thoughts and especially negative words. Okay? Don't put those out there in the universe. Speak positive things. It's not just about speaking and thinking. It is about taking action. Okay? There's something to do with childhood that's lingering, pain. Why am I out of breath? So strange. I'm literally out of breath. That is so strange. Okay. All right, so let's lay out a formal spread. Please hit like. We also thank you to those of you who are joining me to do gratitudes in the comments. We're going to do that, but I also want to show you at the end of the readings. Hopefully I can remember and do this every time. We're going to pull a card on something that, so you guys know I'm really into wellness and self, improvement. What is wrong with me? I can't even speak. So anyway, we're going to pull a card at the end of every reading, like a little practice we can do as self-improvement in the comments. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Okay, just put that back, and I could feel it. It was right on top. So Ace of Pentacles, that is beautiful. That is something stable, growing, you know, maybe against all odds. So I think I like to remind you and myself that there are a lot of difficulties. Everybody has difficulties. No one's exempt, you know, and some of our difficulties may be bigger than others. I mean, I feel like I've had a crazy amount of loss in my life. But mindset, you know, to make it, you can make it no matter what, but you have to really push that mindset of against all odds. I'm going to make it or I'm going to die trying. I'm not stopping. So see how this plant kind of grew up through this crack. Okay, Ace of Pentacles is some stable new beginning, something beautiful. Overall energy, Four of Wands. 1111, twin flame. You guys know I go back and forth. You probably know I go back and forth on the twin flame theory. I've done extendeds on twin flame. They were powerful. I've seen so much evidence supporting twin flame. But when I see all the hurt and pain it causes, and that, you know, so many of the people who think they're in twin flame energies or connections are actually in some sort of trauma bond, it just puts a bad taste in my mouth. So just being, you know, giving you guys a little input of my theory. If twin flame is real, I don't think it is exactly the way we think. I think there is something to it, but there's something different about it. And I will say, if it is real, I do think there is something to it. My boyfriend and I are like the living example of a twin flame connection. So with that being said, I'll just stop talking about it now, because I know, I feel like twin flame or not, please don't let it's working. If it's working against you, then it doesn't matter if it's a twin flame or not. It actually you'd be better off not believing in it, right? And just working on yourself, because it stunts and paralyzes so many people. Okay, so Five of Cups. I know I'm going to lose people on this. Just think of it as, you know, a point of view that I feel obligated to share with you. Definitely strong evidence. Like, maybe I should do a whole, you know, video about it, but the evidence that my boyfriend and I have supporting twin flame is mind-blowing. We even have similar marks on our bodies. It's in multiple places. It's freaky. Okay, so anyway. So Five of Cups. So somebody that you're dealing with looks like is sad. And there's something that's abandonment. It's like we were kind of picking up on in the beginning. There's something, the braid gives me a sense of tenure, meaning it's something from the past, something long-term. How do they view you? Five of Pentacles. So they feel sad. I think you guys might be, this also supports twin flame. You guys may be marrying each other. This is the abandonment card. The Five of Cups is more of a sadness, inability to look on the bright side, which I felt in the very beginning was very powerful here. Here's this Page of Pentacles. How they view the situation. It looks like they may be growing, learning, growing. Pages are stewards. They're learners. They're also messengers, but they're young. They're a young energy. Next steps, the Tower. So some big explosions probably going to be what shakes this person up. Either that, or somebody's stuck in thinking the worst. What you cannot see, Queen of Pentacles. Maybe a mother involved. We'll have to dive in deeper to that one, won't we? Look, they actually do fit. Tarot's advice. Wheel of Fortune. Keep things going. Wheel of Fortune is forward motion. It's destiny. It's many moving parts. So we're going to have to clarify a lot of this. Outcome, Two of Swords. Something is at a standstill. Bottom of the deck, what you cannot see again. Something hidden. All right, so complicated. Complicated. Not rainbows and butterflies. These are the readings that I hate. I don't like to post because it's like, you know, you guys want to hear things that are uplifting, but every time I end up posting a reading that, and this could turn around, but every time I end up posting a reading like this, somebody is so thankful. I get so much more, like I get somebody saying, oh my gosh, I needed the, you know. So anyway, 9 of Wands. Yeah, again, lots of scars, pain. So you guys, if you are on a twin flame journey or believe you're on a twin flame journey, it's a hard path. There's a lot of pain. You may be mirroring each other. Could be a trauma bond. Could be an anxious attachment because of abandonment. It could be different attachment styles. It could be an avoidant. Somebody's avoidant, someone's anxious. So the twin flame, thing is where we just can't stop thinking about someone. We're just so pulled to them. There's a magnetic pull, and we obsess and ruminate. It's limerence. We can't get it out of our head. Sometimes it's even for people that sometimes people have never met. And I think that's not healthy. But if you think about what an anxious attachment style is, which is somebody who feels anxious about being left or not good enough or always needing reassurance, that comes from childhood. If they're partnered up with somebody with a dismissive, avoidant attachment style, which is somebody who dismisses and shuts down getting in too deep and won't really let themselves be completely vulnerable, that it is going to mirror what the same things that feel like a twin flame. So I'm sorry, I know you guys, some of you guys are going to be done with, want to click off because of that, but I think it's important. I think knowledge is power, and if you're going to have this very strong belief of twin flame, you should look at all the different angles that it could possibly be, right? So 8 of Wands is communication, forward motion. I think somebody may be communicating or is going to communicate. I just can't do this. I just can't do this. I'm not normal. I'm not like other people. Somebody feels like they're pretending. And I think that's going to be communicated. I don't know how to be happy no matter what. I just can't seem to be happy. Something is always keeping me from being happy. I'm stuck in my head. So it does look like something's going to be blocked. It could, okay, let's just keep going. 6 of Cups, and then there's a return energy. But there is a strong element of this having to do with childhood. Those are just general clarifiers. Here we have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck, which the Moon and the Lovers. Wow. So let me just, I know that was too quick. The Lovers, the 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. Okay, so what's this Ace of Pentacles? Okay, so 3 of Cups, union, working together, collaboration, friendships. Oops. Here's the Death card again. Does anybody know what the octopus represents? Because her hair is octopus. So here's the Queen of Cups with a seahorse, and the seahorse they mate for life. They are loyal. So that could be what's kind of freaking someone out, is that they are afraid of the depth of the love. It doesn't mean that that's a happy place for you to be. So 4 of Swords. I would say this is, I don't always, but I feel like that is saying to meditate. Let's see what's going on here with the 4 of Wands. What's the deal with the 4 of Wands? 11, 11. 10 of Wands. Long journey, something heavy, very burdened. I feel like you're burdened by your feelings for this person and why it's not working out, why it hasn't worked out, trying to figure it out. there's the Four of Swords again. Tell me about the Five of Cups. Jeez. And there's this one again, and it did like a triple flip out of the deck. So there's somebody really swimming in a sea of emotions. And it looks like it's your person. It's almost got that feel like if I let myself go there, I am going to be so vulnerable and so in love that I can't control myself. I lose control. I don't have the ability to protect myself anymore. And because of everything I've been through, that's just not something that I'm comfortable with. So they see you as Five of Pentacles. Why the Five of Pentacles? Five of Swords. Pain, you know. They're very conflicted. I want one more on that. I might have to change decks for the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Truth, clarity, victory after a battle. I'm not getting that. Let me get a different deck. Let me get a general deck. I sure love you guys. Hope you're doing good. Don't want you to ever wait for someone if you're not getting your needs met. If it's somebody that you can't talk to about your needs and how you feel. Wow, the Death card. Again. So Five of Pentacles. It looks like there's some serious grief here. Could be somebody literally, a literal death, although in tarot it typically doesn't mean that. Why the Death card? Okay, Two of Cups is showing up. Judgment. I mean, there is a big element of reconciliation. Maybe there's fear. It's like, here we go again. I can't live with him. I can't live without him. Yeah, stuck. It's like a no-win. This is a painful reading. So what about Page of Pentacles? Queen of Cups. Oh, it's just so back and forth. I want to offer love. I'm afraid. My love is shuts down. I try to communicate. I go to communicate, and then I'm in my feelings. The Queen of Cups is emotions. So it's kind of like self-sabotage with that Eight of Cups. It's easier just to not hope for it all than it is to take a chance. This person is really in their feelings. Tell me about the Eight of Wands. Whoa. So there's an element of diving in head first. It's like I think it builds up. Eight of Wands is, you know, the forward motion, but I let love get the best of me. So I dive in head first, and then I end up hurt, or I end up hurting them or someone else. What's the Queen of Cups? I hope this is making sense. Options, decisions, confusion. Why that? Why this? Oh, sorry. Why the Seven of Cups? This is a very back and forth energy. Yep, a return. So it's kind of like history, wounds, all that breaks you apart, but then destiny, and there's like a magnetic pull that pulls you back together. So I just want to say, you know, you could cycle this for a long, long time if you choose, or you can choose to break free and not be in that cycle. And maybe you could be happier with someone that's, you know, in a different mind space, because at least they're able to feed you, feed your needs. Yeah, offer you stability. So this is kind of indicating like, I want to be with you, but I need stability, which would be a very simple way to say it. I really I love you. I want to be with you, but I need stability. So, and typically that comes with communication. So even if we have our issues, you know, communication is key. Stability means that you don't leave when there's no communication or when things get hard. You don't block me and leave. And that's when I feel like there's a sick pattern here. It's a blow it all up and then come back in. So I think what you cannot see is that, this is what this reading is all about. This person is not doing things purposely to hurt you. There's wounds, I think, on both sides. It's kind of like life and destiny keeps pulling you back together just to let it fall apart again. The connection may be so strong that it freaks, you know, that it's not trusted. And some people, because they've never experienced this level of love, they freak out and they have to pull the rug out from under it before it falls apart without their control so that they don't get hurt. They block it. They block communication. Okay, and then they come back. Off and on. Looks like they're watching. I'm so sorry, Virgo. I just don't like posting readings like this. The Emperor. So I think it's obviously really important that you stay in your power. And FYI, when we don't have something that we're striving for, something we're passionate about, so you know you have these different pillars of life. You've got your health, you've got your finance and your purpose or your mission, right? And you've got your family, you've got your romance or your love life. These are all pillars that are holding up your foundation. So you need to feed all these pillars, right? So that way when things aren't going so well in love and there's a crack in this pillar, you got these other pillars holding up your foundation. If you've got everything, you know, just everything relying on one pillar, and that pillar gets weak or gets a crack or a chip or comes crumbling down, there's nothing else holding you up. So make sure you have something that you're always striving for, something you feel passionate about. Very strange that I'm out of breath. Something else that is part of your destiny, your purpose. Because when we don't have something else, then we ruminate. And that's when it feels unbearable. I want more on the outcome. I feel like you guys should be able to, it should be pretty obvious that if you're not with somebody that you can talk to and explain yourself and say, this is how I feel, this is what I need, then that's a really strong, I mean, think about it from an outsider point of view. Isn't that an indication that the timing isn't right or something? You shouldn't be with this person. You should be with people. Do they elevate you now? Try not to fall into the potential category of, oh, but there's so much potential, or the someday hope. Someday we'll be together. What's important is that this person, that you're growing and you're being fed now. Because if you go on too long not being fed, it's going to affect you. It's going to change, it's going to wear down your self-worth. And I promise you, you are worthy of love. Some of you, okay, I'm getting really sad. Some of you may struggle to not think that, and that might be why you stick in a relationship like this or stick in rumination. There you are. Amen. Hoping, it's like, this is like the hope of it all is what's keeping you going. Screw that, right? The hope of it all isn't good enough. If it comes back and it's beautiful and they've grown and you've grown and it works, great. But you don't want to sit around and wait. People don't typically come back to people who are sad and out. Look at the card that just showed up. This may be a major learning lesson for you. Of course, the Tower just showed up. You might want to say that. Okay, self-care is needed at this time, I believe. What can Virgo look forward to And remember, in the advice position was, this is a destiny card. Follow your destiny. Don't get stuck on one thing that's not working out. There's so many other areas. So in this case, I'm going to say it might have something to do with money. We felt money in the beginning. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Forward motion. You're in a powerful time where you can actually make things happen. But just going to take a decision with this Lover's card. I'm going to pull an animal spirit. Yeah, it takes action. You've got to take action, and that requires a decision. It will turn your whole world around. Some people use pain to fuel their purpose. Can you do that? You know? It's worked for me before, where somebody took something that I felt was mine, and it just made me so mad that I was like, I'm gonna freaking, success is gonna be my biggest revenge. Oh, let's do this one. So we'll do this in the comments. I'm about to pull an animal spirit. So in the comments, what animal would best represent you now with your behaviors, thoughts, feelings, and characteristics? So let's put let's do that in the comments, or you can choose this one. It just caught my eye, I liked it. How do you express your anger in unhealthy ways and healthy ways? Those are personal, development exercises. Also, gratitude. You can do all of it, or none of, or hopefully you'll do at least one. Gratitudes in the comments, or one of these self-development. But let's pull it, animal spirit. Bring your ideas to life. I would say put some ideas down on paper. Electric eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life. So write down your ideas, things that you're passionate about. I feel like some of you might have a bunch swimming around in your head, unorganized. And if you write them down, and then you can axe them out. Like some of you may be like, I don't know what I want to do. Well, write down the things you're passionate about. Start writing down your ideas. Putting them on paper has magical effects. So let's do one more. I'm going to do it romancing now. Okay, so this says express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture, and then the one on the bottom says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So that's another thing, like we talked about. I feel like you could say, I love you, I want to be with you, but I want something stable. Can I have that with you? Can we work towards that? And if the answer is no, clearly you're not supposed to sit around and wait, okay? I know a lot of you don't agree, but I love you so much. Let's talk in the comments, okay? I will see you in the comments. Bye, Virgo.